Hey everybody, MU37 here. Gonna do a flight here. We're gonna just do a flight from Madeira, Portugal, over to Porto, Portugal. And I thought I would show everything. I'll do the full startup. I'll show the flight planning and everything like that. So we start here in FlightSim Commander. Apparently there's a free version and a paid version. I guess the free version works for maybe 30 minutes or something and quits. I'm not sure, I don't have the free version, but I've got this one, and so that's what I use. There's different ways to go about it. I just like FlightSim Commander. It seems pretty easy. I'm going to go to weather. I'm going to show the weather. It's not too important for us because we almost always go off runway 5 here at Madeira. So to do this, we're going to go up flight plan, new. We're going to import, type in their codes. Madeira's LPMA. And space in Porto is LPPR. Hit enter, and you'll get this. Now, first thing I'm going to do is the SID. Hit display, and then select. And I know the SID I'm going to use already, which is this one right here. So see that one, how that one comes out over here? You can't really see that one. You can't see it, but it actually comes over towards Funchal. You can see it right there. I find the Madeira is weird because, as you can see, it doesn't come all the way to the airport. It's kind of odd. I don't know. We're going to add that to the flight plan, and you see it comes over here. Now we'll come over to Porto. We're going to select the star. And as you can see, it's kind of a crosswind, but we still need to just come down here. We're going to land on runway 17. We'll select which star we want. I think that one's actually probably going to be it. See what these other ones do. Yeah, we're going to use LAVP8M. So add that to the plan. And another thing you could do, you can have it automatically create plans and stuff like that. But if you do that, it doesn't really stay on the airways as much as it should. It's like I want to keep it on these airways, so I'm going to take the last place that we, last waypoint, I guess you could say. We'll come over here, right click, left click, and it'll insert it. Like I said, I want to try and stay on these airways. Alright, just keep coming up here. And now we're all connected. To save it, well, you can enter stuff here, the flight level and everything, it doesn't really matter. And actually for our flight, we're going to do 30,000 feet. We're going to be flying the MD-11. I was flying this route the other day, and the MD-11 struggles to get up very high. I had it at 32,000 feet, and it was struggling then. So I'm just going to keep it at 30,000 feet, although in the flight plan, like I say, it doesn't really matter. Now to save it, you would go to Save As, but before I do that, because I'm flying the MD-11, if you've watched any of my air hauler series, where I was flying the MD-11, I have a really odd problem with the SIDs and the stars. So what I do is I find the SID and the star that I want to use, like we have here, but then I go ahead and I delete them because we're going to insert those in the FMC, and it just works out much better. And if you delete, as you can see, one waypoint and the SID or the star, it'll delete the entire SID or star. So we're going to come over here. I always save the FS Commander and PMDG and FSX and save it. If you keep the SID or the star in there and you save it, it'll ask you if you want to actually save the SID or the star information, and I believe NGX you have to answer no. But alright, so let's move on over to FSX. Alright everybody, we're here at Madeira, Portugal, using Madeira X. Also have page scenery for Porto that we'll be using, and I'll put links in the description and everything, so if you want to purchase anything or anything. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get this thing started up. First we're going to go up here to battery, click that on. Alright, best butt light is extinguished. Master caution, click that off. Alright, external power on. Alright, DC 1, 2, and 3 are extinguished. AC 1, 2, and 3 are extinguished. Go ahead and turn on galley power. External power. Let's go down here to the doors and shortcuts. And we're going to open all the doors. One's closed. Open, open, open. And we'll do the same thing for the cargo doors. Click off that caution. And we'll go over to the next page. Nav light is now on. Emergency lights, we're going to test them. You see it came on. We're going to arm them. No smoking is on. Seatbelts to auto. Engine APU fire test.
Engine 1 fire. Engine 2 fire. Engine 3 fire.
Alright. APU power is on. You can see it's blinking, and it goes through its little thing here. While that's doing that, generator Gen 1, 2, and 3 are, you can see, are all armed. In a second, this thing will start itself up. Alright. Trim air is extinguished. Annunciator test.
Overspeed.
Alright, cabin pressure system is extinguished. Outflow valve is open. Air APU is now on. IRS 1, 2, and 3. As you can see, the cargo fire test happens when you do that. Alright, let's now go down here to the FMC again. FMC. Going to initialize IRS. We're going to put in our flight plan. It's LPMA, LPPR. We're going to do cost index of 75. Here we go. And cruise levels, we're going to do 280 and then step up to 30,000. Alright. We're now going to go over to the load manager, and I'll show you how to use it. It's really don't even need to show you, it's so easy, but we'll go over and show it just so you can see it. Here we are at the MD-11 load manager, if you're not too distracted over here. Do mixed class, economy, high density, and cargo. We'll just go with mixed. You can select how much cargo and how many people you want to, add more, whatever. Pounds, kilograms, obviously. Give you the number of people, the weight, cargo weight, everything like that. And over here is our fuel. We don't really need much fuel. Just go with 115. Send that over to FSX. And that's all there is to it. So we'll get back over to FSX. Alright, over here you can see usable fuel on board. Can't remember if this one, yeah, not allowed. Just right click these and then left click and it'll insert them. It says we're a little over. I don't mind that. Alright. Takeoff, we're going to use 22 flaps. Actually, before I go over here, I'm going to go to the flight plan first and insert this stuff, or else we'll have to do it again. Alright, so LPMA, we go over to SID. We're taking off on runway 5. And as I said, our SID is, I believe it's SNT 5N. Yeah, it is. I've got it written out. And we insert that. Come down here, clear out this discontinuity. Alright, LPPR is Porto. Got our star. We're coming down on LS runway 17. I believe that's LAV P8M. It is. And we insert that. Now what you have to do is first, see how it has LPPR and now all this is added? As you can see, it's got us at Porto at, 23,400 feet. So I want to clear that out. Get rid of that discontinuity. There we go. And then top of descent, and then we come over here to our star. Clear this out. Oops, missed it. And there's runway 17 at 151 feet. So now let's go over to takeoff and approach. Slope is 0. And we'll say that there's a 10 degree or 10 knot headwind. Outside air temperature, I have no idea how hot it is in Madeira. Let's just say it's 95 Fahrenheit. V speeds is just V1, rotate V2. And I believe that is all for the actual flight plan. So let's go back up to the panel. And got the voice recorder test button. Alright, cargo temps low and cold, so that's good. Engine ignition off light. Hydraulic system manual light is extinguished up here. Hydraulic system 1, 2, and 3 press lights are illuminated. Hydraulic press test. And we'll go through its little test here. We'll go on over to the next page. Smoke, electric, and air is normal. Drive 1, 2, and 3 switches are all guarded. Emergency power is armed. Alright. Air mask switch is guarded. Fuel system manual light is extinguished. Exterior lights, landing light extended and retracted, or let me see. They're retracted. Nose light is off. Left and right wing and runway turn off are extinguished. Nav is on. Logo will turn on. Beacon and high intensity are both off. Flap limit and elev. I guess I don't know if that's elevation field or not, but those are both extinguished. Cabin pressure valve is open. Ditching switch is guarded. Anti-ice and defog we don't need. Fuel use reset button we don't need because we're not doing a turnaround. Oxygen mask test reset switch. I'm never actually sure where that is. I'm not sure if... I can never find that button, so I have no idea about that. Alright. Get the landing gear. We got 4 green. Test that. Let's see if we can get the warning. We'll move the throttle.
Flap.
There we go. We're going to go down to the flap wheel and set the flaps. As in the FMC we did to 22. Let's see. Heading. We'll have to we'll do it, but we'll have to come back and redo it again. When you move, for some reason it resets itself. But there that is. Auto brakes. So, takeoff. The auto brake ABS disarm light is extinguished. Gangway we're not using. Next page. Alright, we're going to close the doors. To the cabin doors. And close them all. And then we'll go over to the cargo doors and do the same. Come back to cabin doors. Gotta wait 1 second. We gotta arm them, but gotta wait for them to close. All doors are armed. Alright. Get ready for a pushback. If it's in meters, the shortest one you can do is 24. I'm going to do 25. I'm going to go right 90 degrees. And right before we do that, auxiliary hydraulic pump 1 need to turn on. Fuel system manual light is extinguished, and air system manual light is extinguished. Alright, put this in A, engine ignition. I don't remember the APU shutting off from that. Is this on? That's kind of odd. Alright, let's ask for our pushback.
And ground, cockpit.
Go ahead, Captain.
We're all set to go up here. We've been cleared to push and start at your discretion.
Roger that, ready for push. Power and air are clear, doors closed. We are ready for pushback. Release parking brake, please.
Alright, it's released.
Okay, parking brake is off, cleared to push.
Brakes off, here we go.
Not sure why it sounds like everything is off. As we're pushing back, go ahead and start up the engines, number 3. Wait till that's up to 15. Not sure why the APU sounds like it's off. It's not supposed to be. No, you're supposed to wait for the... Now it sounds like it's on. For these to stabilize, I'm just going to wait till that clicks off. We'll go to the next one. Save a little time. Alright, engine 1. Wait for it to hit 15. If you see here, it says CDU2 menu request, just on the second one, hit that, it'll take that right off. Wait for that to click off. Alright, number 2.
Push is complete. Set parking brake, please.
Alright, brakes are set and pressure's normal.
Alright, hit the fuel.
Okay, sir. Tow bar is off. Pin is out. Watch the pin on the right.
Alright guys, thanks. You're cleared to disconnect. We will be watching for the pin and the release from guidance on the right side of the airplane, and we'll see you guys next time through.
Roger that. Have a good flight.
Alright. Air APU is now off. APU is off. Galley external power is off. Right here. External power off. Nose light goes to taxi. Landing lights are still retracted. Logo light on. Pushback is done. And we've got taxi here on the PFD. Now I'm not going to ask for any taxi guidance or anything. I don't use ATC usually until we land and ask for parking. So as we're about to taxi, I'm going to test TCAS.
TCAS test. TCAS test passed.
Alright, TARA. And we'll start taxiing to the runway. As we taxi, can go and set the flaps. We're going to arm the spoilers. And we're going to start setting our trim. I've got it set to my joystick. If not, you can hit this down. And you'll see it move. You need it in the green. Actually check in the here what it was. Go to menu. MC1. It was 5.4. So I'll get up to 5.4 and we're good. As you can see, our heading was moved again. I don't know why it does that. Alright, nobody around. Whoa. Landing lights on, beacon and strobe on. Alright, gonna go ahead and set this to 28,000. Set our heading back down to 50. We'll turn around. Hopefully we don't go off the edge. Alright, we'll swing back around and try and line it up. Alright. Everything is set, flaps are set, our lights are ready, spoilers are armed, we're at takeoff over here, so let's go ahead and take off. It's the power.
Positive rate.
Love that view. Follow the plan just a little bit manually. And we'll go ahead and click auto flight.
Auto flight. Flaps up. Slats retract.
Alright, so I'll probably cut it here and we'll move on to the descent and approach. Alright everybody, we just passed through 10,000 feet, so we turn the landing lights on and the nose light to land. Also going to set our auto brakes to medium. Now arm the spoilers. About to make a turn over here, and we'll end up lining up to the runway. Just decrease this range a little bit. It's been a pretty good flight, not too long. We've had about a 30-knot tailwind basically the whole way. Not too turbulent or anything. And we will be using auto land. So I'm going to go through this checklist. Seatbelts are on. Autopilot altitude is set. Speed brakes are armed. Altimeter is reset. Landing lights are on. Taxi light is on land. Auto brakes are armed. Spoiler is armed. Auto brakes set. So everything looks pretty good so far. So as you can see, we're pretty close to landing. Runway 17 will be landing at about 11:16. So about 5 minutes. Don't quite see the airport just yet. See if we can get auto land. Let's go ahead and drop the gear. We need a little bit of drag anyway.
Slats extended. Glide slopes live.
Alright. LS is captured.
Altitude.
Come on.
Flaps 28.
Not sure if that kicked it off auto land or not. We ended up going way too fast. I should have retracted the slaps and used the speed brake, but
Flaps 35.
2500.
all right. Can't tell if we're on auto land or not. See? Acted like we weren't. Put that at 170. It was a little low.
Sync rate, sync rate, sync rate, sync rate.
1000.
Looks a little hazy in the distance. Alright, we got the green box here. Everything looks good.
Approaching minimum. Minimum. Autopilot. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Get down.
Spoilers deployed.
Alright. Kind of a crappy landing. It's approach only, so we didn't have to have an auto land. Kind of caught me by surprise at the end. Alright, we'll evacuate the runway right here. I can see the gates ahead, so we won't use ATC. We'll stop right here. Retract our flaps. Alright, look at the checklist. Flaps are retracted. Let's go down here. I can't get to him. It's disarmed. Alright, auto brakes, let's turn those off. Alright, landing lights off. Nose goes, taxi light goes to taxi. High intensity off. APU power on. APU bleed on. Alright, let's taxi over to the gates. End up landing long and not the best. That approach only got me. I should have looked at that. Whoa. Can't get it back around. Guess we can go to any of these. Can't ever remember how to read that thing. Barely too far. That's alright with me. Start parking brake. And we'll go through the shutdown. So go up here. Taxi light off. Parking brake is set. Come down here to the fuel. Shut these all off. Up here, we'll turn seatbelts off. That off. Come down here to the doors. Disarm those. Open all these. And we'll go over to the cargo doors. Open these. Alright. Back up here. Turn the IRSs off. All the exterior lights are off except for nav. Let's see, external power on. I will have to go down and do that from the FMC, I think. Probably put it in auto or something. Let's go to the TCAS. Put this in standby. Let's see if I can make it so we can get the... Put those in auto. See if we can do that now. No? There we go. External power on. Galley external power on. TCAS is standby. Anti-ice we didn't use. Cargo temp off. Now we can turn the APU off. APU bleed. Oops, that was already on. Emergency lights off. Nav light off. Now it wants galley and external both off. Cockpit lights are all off. And battery off. And here in Porto, that's the end of the flight. Thanks everybody for watching. It's kind of a crappy landing, I know. Kind of caught me by surprise there at the end with that approach only. Should have been paying attention to that. But thanks everybody for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, whatever. And I'll see you guys on the next flight.